Okay, hello there, Mike.
Hi, Tom. How can I help you today?
Well, in a prior training, we set up a new job. In this case, it was job number 9. We called it a smart diagnostics,
Yes.
but we just basically got it on the schedule board, on the dispatch board, and the status is scheduled. How do we actually, create a diagnostics that when the technician is on the rooftop or the split air conditioning, they can actually perform that diagnostics? What do we do next?
Sure. Okay. And that's where the magic really starts to happen, isn't it?
Yes.
So, so what we'll do is we'll go back into that call again, as ever, click on the job reference that you want, and this will open up in a new window, and we can see the details we took down when
Yes.
we want the work to take place, and that was the 5th of January, and the smart diagnostics. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is go and enter the diagnostics that'll take place,
All
exactly
right.
as you said, Tom. Yeah. So I
So you
click
click
on
on that.
the
You click on that diagnostics menu item. All right.
absolutely yes. And then it will ask you again to confirm the date that you're going to carry out the diagnostics. So it is going to go ahead on the 5th of January. So I select the 5th of January. The next thing is we need a title for the report. So in this case, we may call it the Smart Diagnostics Report, but there are a number of options in there dependent on what you want to work with your clients. So you could have different titles.
Okay. So let me just hang on that for a second. So I can use any of these names. Maybe I like the that RTU MRI, or maybe I like the fact that we're going to provide an HVAC verification report, or I like the HV. Let's do the HVAC health check
Okay, sure.
right up there. Okay. Can I add to this list later
Yes, you
if I want to create
absolutely
my own
you
name?
you can through the settings
Oh,
menu on the side over here. You could go in and you could set up your own list of names, and you can delete all of those. Those are
so
just ones we've put in for your benefit.
all right. So let's say in the description, diagnose why unit is not cooling. Diagnose why unit is not cooling. That's our detailed. Okay. And then okay, manufacturer. And
Okay,
so right now
now
we
at
have
the
two.
mhm.
In the back side of the setup, we can add manufacturer to this later.
Yes, I've just set us up as a company which is dealing with carrier and Linux units
All
only,
right.
but that's just to save you scrolling through every manufacturer when you're only dealing with a small number.
Okay. So let's select Linux in this example.
Okay, select Linux. The next thing you want is to put in the model number. So
Okay.
what particular Linux is it? And I've just put in an example there, which I've got stored and used before of
So
a particular kind of Linux units.
so if you've put in a model number on a Linux before, it's going to be in the drop down list for you.
It is. It's not the drop down list. It's because your browser will remember what entries you've put into different
Prior.
fields before.
All
Yeah.
right. So if you let's just put in a new model number, and let's say instead of an H, just do the first four parts. Let's just call it an HS35. I don't even know.
Just 35
And you could,
dash.
yeah, whatever. 1245, whatever. We're making
Two,
up
four,
model numbers
five.
right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, we
Okay.
are indeed.
All
Okay.
right.
Now, the next two things. This is just going to help you for later on. So you can put in the date of manufacturer, and it's likely to be some while ago. If you keep clicking on this top bar here, it will take you back to years. So let's say we've got a 2016 model,
Okay.
and you don't have to say the month and even the particular date. The point here being that the more detail you build up about your client base, the more you're going to be able to go and search back through and find models which maybe are towards the end of life, that you maybe want to talk to people about new options.
Yeah, because one of the things we're going to be offering um, aging systems is a an early retirement opportunity. In other words, the unit's still running, it's kind of cooling, it doesn't cool real well, and it's wasting a lot of energy. It's still running, but if we do a search by dates, anything that's, let's say, 10 years or older, we may offer the client the opportunity to upgrade before death, so to speak. And so that's why that date becomes a pretty important thing to enter in as you gather that information.
Absolutely.
All right.
And then to totally isolate the unit, um, we put in the serial number of the unit, so
So just
you
put in
know.
a play like serial number right now.
Okay, LS99983LK.
Okay.
Okay, super. And then we just need to confirm the technician. It's not going to be Mike Boreham in this case. We're sending Mark Wilson.
All right. All right.
Okay, so now we know what we're going to do. Report title, the description, precisely what it is. We know the make, the model, and even the individual piece of equipment it is, and who's going to carry out that diagnosis. So if we click on save, we will find that that particular diagnostic routine has been added to this job.
And I might, I know a little bit about the program, but at this point, what that means is you see that it is, you've connected the diagnostics to the job number, but now the technician in the field with their app, the Smart Tech app, can go find that diagnostics and they can in the field perform that diagnostics.
Exactly, yes. So rather than carrying a laptop computer around and clicking here on the start diagnostics, they can have it on an app on the phone or on a tablet.
Right.
But yes, they can carry out that diagnostics. They don't have to do any of the setup, the call logging, the creation of the thing. They just need to turn up, start the timer, carry out the diagnostics, and click end,
So
and
in
they're
the
done.
next training session, we'll show how the technician does that. But I think we're good to go on how to, assign the diagnostics to a job number. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, Tom. Just before we go, I just want to check one more thing, which is we've set this diagnostics up, but so that everybody can see that the diagnostic has been set up, ready to go. What we do is we go back to this overview page, and you see the job status that you mentioned on an earlier
Yes.
video. If I click on that and click authorized and click submit, that will now update
Schedule board.
the schedule board, and everybody will know that the diagnostic is loaded up and it's ready to go.
So go back to the dispatch board and show after you
Okay,
refresh that
I'll
it's
do
there.
that. So go back and refresh the dispatch board, and it will take the status from scheduled to authorized.
Okay, so that's not showing. That's not a big deal. Don't worry about that. It looks like for whatever reason, when it goes to approved or authorized, it's not putting the color in. And so let's get that where it puts the color in. But that would show arrived, or excuse me, authorized, and
That
that
would
would let you know that the diagnostics has been assigned to that job number.
exactly so. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Tom.